Hi, third grade. Today we're going to do Unit 9, Week 1, Day 4 of Fundations. Repeat after me for our drill sounds warm-up. A-R, car, R. O-R, horn, or. E-R, her, I-R, bird, U-R, burn, S-T-L-E, castle, soul. T-I-O-N, vacation, shun. I-V-E, give, iv. S-I-O-N, mansion, shun. And S-I-O-N, television, jeune. Nice work. All right, today we have a new word of the day. And if you look up here, our word of the day has 3 syllables. Surrender. Say the whole word. Surrender. The first syllable, sir. We know it starts with an S, but we kind of have an option here, don't we, for our sound? Can you get ren? Sure, it's a closed syllable. R, what? E, N. And then we need der. D. Uh-oh. We have another option here. Okay, surrender. What goes here? Can you look it up in your student notebook? In the spelling options section, we'll see if you can beat me. I'm going to the S's. Let me see. I think it's over on page. They do not have it in here. They do not. I thought it would be on page 54. You would have to use your dictionary. So I'll help you with this one. Surrender. It's S, do you know? U-R for surrender. And it is E-R at the end. That's a tough word. When we mark up our word of the day, surrender, scoop the syllables first. Surrender. Very good. Now, because this is double R, sometimes we say surrender. So it could be surrender or I surrender. I give up. If you say it that way, this is really an exception, isn't it? Because it's surrender. I'm gonna go with it's an exception. So when we mark this up in your book today, surrender. Okay, this first one is that R syllable what? Exception. When we say surrender, ren is closed with that short E. And this is a real R controlled with circle that ER. Okay, so let's actually take a second. Now that we have it all figured out, surrender. Go into your vocab section and find the S's. We just had a word survive yesterday, so we're going to be on page 78 again. Go ahead and spell and mark this word on page 78 underneath our word from yesterday, survive. Okay, now the reason this first syllable, surrender, is an R-controlled exception is because that U is short. So make sure when you're marking, it's an R-controlled exception because it has a short vowel. Ren is closed with a short vowel, and der is R-controlled. Circle that ER. So I made my screen bigger. I'll hold it up. And on page 78 in your student notebook, make sure you have our word of the day, surrender, spelled correctly and marked accurately. Take a second. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and write our sentence. I'm thinking about what we read recently with our Frederick Douglass novel, and I want to say the capital South South. The South had to surrender to the North. That was good because that helped end slavery in the Civil War. Okay, so let's see. The South, I helped you with that spelling, had to surrender to the North. Okay, take a moment, make sure your spelling is accurate. Did you start with a capital letter? Did you end with punctuation? And then here's how I'd like to scoop it. The South, 1 scoop, had to surrender, 2 scoops, to the North. I like those 3 scoops. Maybe you decided on something a little bit different though. All right, good work. Now we're going to go ahead and jump to switch books. You might still need this out as a spelling option for sure, but we're going to jump to our composition book and do a dictation composition. Our next clean page is page 33. So turn to page 33 and get today's date at the top. This is not a checkup, so we'll be doing it and going over the answers together. Again, that's on page 33 in your composition book. All right, I'll give you a second to get ready. All right, your first sound on page 33 is going to be R. Say it, R. One thing, write it down. All right, let's see how you did. What says R? Right, A-R, car, R. Sound number 2, Sound number 2 is sul. Say it, sul. One thing, write it down. All right, let's see how you did. S-T-L-E, castle, sul. All right, sound number 3, 3 things, write them down, go. All right, 3 things. Did you get E-R, her, I-R, bird, and U-R, burn, All right, last sound is shun. Say it, shun. 2 things, write them down. Okay, let's see how you did. Did you get T-I-O-N, vacation, shun? S-I-O-N, mansion, shun? All right, your first review word is scuba. Say it, scuba. Spell it and mark it. Go ahead. All right, let's see. Did you do scu, S-C-U? That's an open syllable with a long vowel. And what'd you do with ba? Right, it's B-A. That A is making the schwa sound. That's an open syllable exception. So take a second and check to see if you need to fix yours. All right, review word number 2. Struggle. Struggle. Go ahead and spell it and mark it. Okay, strug is S-T-R-U-G. That's closed with a short U. And gull, there's your consonant L-E syllable with a silent E at the end. Word number 3, jacket. Say it, jacket. Jack-it. Be careful of the schwa. Spell it and mark it. All right, Jack is J-A-C-K, and it is not I-T, it's a schwa, E-T. They're both closed syllable. Just make sure you put a schwa above the E. Your last review word is packs. Say it, packs. Mark loves to open up packs of sports cards. Circle the suffix that you use. All right, did you get P-A-C-K following a short vowel and S, circle the suffix? That's a closed syllable. All right, current word number 1, storm. Think of your R controlled. Storm. Spell it and mark it. All right, S-T. There's not a spelling option for O-R or. It's storm. Did you scoop it? Circle your O-R and mark it with an R for R controlled. All right, number 2, squirm. When you move around in your seat too much, you squirm. 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 Try it. All right, if you weren't sure the spelling option for I hope you turn to page 54 because you can see it right here in your book. Squirm. I-R, right? On page 54. I just saw it. Let's see. Here it is in this first column, squirm. All right, let's see how you marked it up. Did you circle the I-R are controlled? And did you label it R controlled syllable? Good job. All right, number 3. Your word is sharply. Say it. Sharply. There is a suffix you should circle. Sometimes when people dress nice, you could say, oh, he is sharply dressed today. Sharply. Go ahead. Okay, you should have gotten sharp, S-H-A-R-P, with that A-R circled. It's an R controlled. And then did you circle the suffix L-Y for sharply? Good. The last word we're marking is scarf. I like to wear a scarf in the winter to keep my neck warm. Scarf. Spell it and mark it. All right. Did you get S-C-A-R? Circle it. F. That is an R controlled syllable. Good job. All right, your first sound-alike word is heard. Say it. Heard. I heard the buses being called. Heard. Go ahead and just spell it. All right, how'd you spell it? Spell it with me. H-E-A-R-D. Remember the signal? All right, number 2 sound-alike word is herd. There was a herd of elephants in the zoo. Herd. Just spell it. All right, let's see how you did. Spell it with me, please. H-E-R-D, herd. Excellent. All right, we've got some new trick words in Unit 9. They're up on the board in the classroom, or you can use your trick word section in your student notebook if you can't see them from your seat. The first word is Mrs. My name is Mrs. D'Amico. Go ahead and write it. Okay, you have to make sure you start with a capital M-R-S, and it's a period. That's an abbreviation. All right, so double check and make sure you spelled that correctly. The second word is water. Say it. Water. Everyone needs to drink plenty of water to stay healthy. Go ahead and spell it. All right, how did you spell water? Spell it with me. W-A-T-E-R. Excellent. And now you just have one sentence. Here it is. I made a perfect chart. I made a perfect chart for my project. I'll say it again. I made a perfect chart for my project. Okay. I made a perfect chart for my project. Pause the video if you need more time, but check for capital letter at the beginning, punctuation at the end, and scoop it up into its phrases. I made a perfect chart for my project. All right, let's see how you did real quick. I made how'd you do with perfect? P-E-R-F-E-C-T. Good. Chart, C-H-A-R-T. For my, how'd you do with project? P-R-O-J-E-C-T. Good job. And I scooped it like this. I made a perfect chart for my project. 3 scoops. Great work. All right, the last thing we did in class today was reviewed how to make our uppercase cursive H and then our uppercase cursive K. So let's make sure we're on the H side. And as you hear the computer telling you, you can trace the large one at the top and then practice for a few minutes. Here's uppercase H.
H is a skyline down letter. It starts on the skyline. Point to the skyline. Go on the skyline, then curve down to the grass line. Leave a space and point to the skyline. Go back on the skyline, then down to the grass line. Bounce back to the plane line and cross it on the plane line.
Excellent work. All right, practice a little bit, and then when you're ready, let's go ahead and remind ourselves how to form uppercase K. Here it is.
K is a skyline down letter. It starts on the skyline. Point to the skyline. Go on the skyline, then curve down to the grass line. Leave a space and point to the skyline. Slide back and touch your tall line. Slide down to the grass line and make a tail.
All right, third grade, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.